What's driving markets? Welcome to Market Take. Each week, we'll bring you our insights on the latest market and economic trends that are impacting investments. I'm your host, Natalie Gill, Portfolio Strategist at the BlackRock Investment Institute. This week, I'll discuss our bond and credit preferences through the lens of higher for longer interest rates. More central banks are starting to cut policy rates, but we think they'll remain above pre-pandemic norms. We prefer short-term government bonds and credit. Markets continue to trade on sentiment and short-term macroeconomic news. With light trading over summer, we see continued risk of air pockets. Markets have priced back in multiple Fed rate cuts this year. Investor demand for bonds has grown in tandem. We believe that demand reflects still higher yields today versus pre-pandemic, and also the market narrative building around recession risks and more Fed rate cuts, which we think could be an overreaction. The Fed sees a low bar for its September cut if data keeps confirming cooling inflation. Yet over the longer term, we see ongoing pay pressures and a shrinking workforce underpinning services inflation. We stay neutral long-term treasuries on a tactical horizon as yield swings stay sharp. We see possible catalysts for term premium or the compensation for the risk of holding long-term bonds to move higher, but timing is unclear. One catalyst could be the US election and any potential policy changes. The Bank of Japan's shift toward a faster pace of normalizing policy could also spur higher term premium in US Treasuries and Eurozone bonds. We now see greater risk of a policy misstep in Japan, so we trim our overweight to Japanese stocks. In dollar terms, the Japanese equity market is down just 4% from its peak. We still see support from solid earnings and corporate reforms. Here's our market take. We still prefer short-term bonds and credit as they can offer similar income to longer-term bonds, but with lower volatility and less sensitivity to interest rates. For detailed takeaways, read our weekly market commentary. Go to www.blackrock.com/weekly-commentary. Thanks for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this episode, subscribe to our Market Take wherever you get your podcasts.
This material is intended for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, a recommendation, or an offer or solicitation to purchase or sell any securities, funds, or strategies to any person in any jurisdiction in which an offer, solicitation, purchase, or sale would be unlawful under the securities laws of such jurisdiction. The opinions expressed are as of the date of publication and are subject to change without notice. Reliance upon information in this material is at the sole discretion of the listener. Investing involves risks. BlackRock does and may seek to do business with companies covered in this podcast. As a result, listeners should be aware that the firm may have a conflict of interest that could affect the objectivity of this podcast. For more information, visit blackrock.com/thebid.